In the village of Adawa, there is a forbidden forest called Eke. This forest is home to a giant snake called Abali by the villagers. Abali means darkness. Abali has made this forest her home for almost a century. She has outlived generations. Unknown to the villagers, Abali the great snake only transforms to her true form when the moon is full. Otherwise, she looks fully human. As a human, she looks in her mid-20s, very beautiful, endowed with curves, and her skin dark and shiny. Unfortunately, she is the last of her kind, as the villagers killed most of her people in fear. One morning, Abali sneaked out of her forest as usual to go buy some food at the human market. Her presence in the market turned heads, both male and female. Her beauty cannot be ignored. She caught the eye of a warrior, Chike, who just came to escort his two sisters buy something in the market. Abali purchased her food items and carefully made her way back to the forbidden forest. Chike followed her, but she became aware of his lingering presence. Abd hid behind one tree till he left, frustrated. Now certain that no one was following her, she snuck back into her forest. The thought of someone following her back to her home and discovering her secret brought back memories and frightened her. Back home, Chike couldn't stop thinking about the beautiful woman he saw at the market that day. His sisters noticed, but he avoided their questions. However, his father, the king, interrupted his thoughts by calling him to join the war meeting they were having with the village chiefs. Apparently, the village of Adowa was at war with their neighboring village, Ukuru. During the meeting, Chike's elder brother Uzo suggested attacking Ukuru during Oria Day, which is when they will be holding a major masquerade festival. He told everyone that one of his spies gave him the information. They all agreed, and the preparations for battle began. Meanwhile, back at the Forbidden Forest, Abali was tending to her garden at her backyard. Since she is always alone, she does a lot of gardening to keep herself company. In her garden, a lot of rare medicinal herbs are grown. These herbs can only be grown on the soil of the Forbidden Forest. Besides gardening, Abali is also a lovely singer, but she hardly sings to avoid drawing attention to herself. Finally, it's Ori Day. The day Adowa village invades Ukuru has come. All the warriors position themselves at the outskirts of Ukuru village, awaiting the signal by their spy to attack. They heard the signal through the sound of a whistle and ran into Ukuru village with their weapons to attack as planned. However, to their shock, it turned out to be an ambush. They fought, but we're heavily outnumbered. It turned out that their spy turned against them, and it was a trap. Chike was almost ran down by a spear, but his father took the blow to protect him. In his dying breath, he whispered to Chike's ears, "Beware of Uzo, your brother." With his father dead and his comrades all falling, Chike took to his heels. One of Ukuru's warriors threw a poisoned dagger at him. It struck his left leg, but he managed to limp into a nearby forest and hide on top one of the tall trees. The Ukuru warriors searched for him and gave up at night. Seeing they gave up, Chike climbed down and limped deep into the forest. He was getting unconscious from losing too much blood. Unknown to him, he had walked into the Forbidden Forest. Eventually, he passed out. Besides the great snake, the Forbidden Forest is home to dangerous animals drawn by the scent of blood, and Chike just walked into their home. As Chike lay unconscious in the Forbidden Forest, the great snake, Abali, sensed his presence. Her instincts as a protector of the forest kicked in, and she quickly made her way to where he was. To her surprise, she found a wounded warrior, Chike, lying on the ground. Abali hesitated for a moment, torn between the dangers of revealing her true identity to a human and her compassion for a wounded soul. Eventually, her compassionate nature won, and she decided to help him. She approached Chike and carefully examined his injuries. With her knowledge of the rare medicinal herbs in her garden, she gathered some to treat his wounds. Days passed as Abali nursed Chike back to health. During this time, he was unconscious and unaware of the extraordinary being taking care of him. Abali continued to sing soothing melodies to him, her voice weaving through the trees and reaching Chike's unconscious mind. As Chike regained consciousness, he found himself in a strange but enchanting place. Abali revealed her human form to him, explaining that she had saved his life. Chike was initially shocked, but soon realized that Abali meant him no harm. They began to talk, and Abali shared her story of being the last of her kind, the atrocities committed by the villagers, and the secrets of the forbidden forest. Chike, grateful for Abali's kindness, shared his own story about the ambush, his father's dying words, and the betrayal of his brother, Uzo. Abali sensed the pain in Chike's heart and offered him comfort and solace. The two developed a deep connection, finding solace in each other's company. Meanwhile, back in Adowa, news spread about the failed attack, the death of the king, and the betrayal by Uzo. The village mourned its losses and lived in fear of retaliation from Ukuru. Uzo, now in control, implemented harsh measures to strengthen the village's defenses. As Abali and Chike spent more time together, a bond grew between them. Abali, who had lived in isolation for so long, found a companion in Chike. Chike, in turn, found solace and purpose in the mystical world of the forbidden forest. One day, Abali and Chike decided to return to Adowa, as Chike felt a responsibility to confront his brother and bring justice to his father's memory. They knew the journey would not be easy, and they would face challenges from both human and mystical forces. Little did they know that their destinies were intertwined, and the forbidden forest held more secrets and dangers than they could have ever imagined. The tale of the great snake and the warrior prince was just beginning, with the promise of adventure, love, and the unraveling of mysteries that would change the fate of Adowa forever.